Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at the coolest core breaker that I've seen for the current Go Battle League meta. I built a team around Poliwrath, and I think I actually even said a little bit in the video before that I kind of was interested in this Pokemon. But Poliwrath itself, yeah, definitely did. Poliwrath itself is a Pokemon that you maybe wouldn't really expect to be doing that great, but it is actually really good right now. It got buffed, but PvPoke didn't put the buff onto the list itself, so I feel like this is kind of a missed opportunity, because what it does is it has an amazing typing for the current meta, as currently Quagsire, which you have on the team as well, is running absolutely wild. And also you're going to have amazing coverage, as you're going to have the perfect coverage in order to deal with the Empoleon plus Altaria core. You have Ice and Fighting type coverage. You're going to be able to feast on the Licky of the current meta. You have so much potential with this team itself, but with the Poliwrath itself, that I just want to give it a try, and I went for a 9-game win streak straight away with this team here. Yeah, it was a fantastic team to run. There is a weakness towards this team, definitely. I think there's like 1 or 2 Pokemon that can beat this team directly. I forgot which one it was, but like there are some Pokemon that can be a bit tricky. Volt Switch on Forretress kind of needed. Volt Switch on Forretress is absolutely needed in order to deal with other water type Pokemon, in order to deal with especially Jellicent, which can be otherwise a little bit tricky. But yeah, Quagsire here, Saysop, is needed in order to bait out Flying type Pokemon, because he still has Stone Edge, and you don't want to have Flying type Pokemon against your Poliwrath, even though of course you have Icy Wind, but you generally would lose that matchup. But here, for example, we do exactly what we want to do. This is what is supposed to be happening. We trap the opponent's Jellicent here onto our Quagsire. We have the non-Shadow Quagsire, very important. I used an Elite TM on the non-Shadow Quagsire in order to get Aqua Tail on it, because I had a really good one built already. And I felt like it was worth it for me, because I didn't want to have the Shadow one at all, because Shadow one doesn't take the damage as much. Like, you need to use shields more, and I want to keep my shields mainly for the Poliwrath, or even for this Pokemon here for the Forretress. And so this is the main reason why I decided to go ahead and yeah, go for what I did here, basically. Go for the non-Shadow Quagsire as my Saysop, and I definitely think that was the right decision. Here, by the way, take a look at the second battle. We're going to be able to go one over and go for the Ice Wind against the Altaria. Going one over here just makes sense for whatever is in the back there for the opponent, and as there's an Altaria that we've seen already, it could be very likely the Empoleon in the back, and with this, we're going to be able to outspeed them to the Dynamic Punch, and this is the main benefit. Dynamic Punch got buffed in the meantime between the nerf of Mudshot and now, basically. Poliwrath is taking so much advantage of this buff towards the Dynamic Punch, because it's now cheaper, and you're going to be able to reach it with just 5,000 move over this Pokemon, doing a massive amount of damage. And here we're going to be able to knock them out, and we can move on to the next opponent. We will face off against Medicham. Is a Pokemon, by the way, that I wanted to give a try as well. Medicham is a very strong Pokemon currently. It's a Pokemon that, of course, always have been good, but I do feel like it's kind of, particularly right now, actually really nice. This is the thing as well. You kind of want to have a Pokemon that has a lot of bulk, and Medicham is still definitely the Fighting type with kind of the best amount of bulk. But even, like, again, the coverage here, like Dynamic Punch plus Ice Punch is fantastic in the current meta. Here we have a team with Togekiss Saysop, which I like a lot as well, basically, because you're going to have the Fighting type coverage on both of them. Like, you're going to have Fighting type coverage on the Medicham, of course, with the Dynamic Punch, and with Togekiss, you're going to have the same happening as well to you, as Togekiss is going to be able to go ahead and go for the Aura Sphere. And as you can see here, there's going to be no Forretress up against the Medicham. That is going to be fine. We're going to be able to take a hit still, I think. The Dynamic Punch comes through, and I still should be able to reach another move, but I swap out into the Licky. So we have Medicham Licky. This is kind of very similar to what we had back in the day as well. And then Togekiss as a closer, most likely, mainly. Like, they can all kind of function in a very similar way. It's a very nice neutral team here, though, from the opponent. I feel like it depends on what you face in the lead, on what you want to do in terms of your Saysop, because I feel like they all kind of work out quite well. As you can see here, Ice Wind is coming through, and we're going to be able to swap out into the Quagsire, and they actually give up the Medicham here, which is kind of fantastic for us as well, as this is going to be able to, yeah, just allow us to get to another Icy Wind, and now it's just going to be the Licky. And we have still some bulk on the Poliwrath, thanks to just generally the natural bulk here, and also resisting the fast move damage. Yeah, so we are going to be able to go ahead and go for another Dynamic Punch now afterwards, which is going to be fine. The Shadow Ball's coming through, this is okay. And yeah, Dynamic Punch is going to be able to knock them out here quite easily from this range, and we can move on to the next opponent. where we will face off against Medicham. And just generally, this would be a fantastic lead if I would be running a Bug Bite. But we don't actually have any kind of big advantage here. We do resist though the fast move damage of the opponent, which can be quite handy. But at the end of the day, we are running only non-stab moves here on our side, which also kind of hinders, of course, our damage output. But imagine like Forretress would have stab moves as well. Like it would be a bit too broken. I know like Bug Bite is a stab move. But like currently Volt Switch is just better. It's just generating energy faster, which helps you out a lot. And also just is better in terms of the coverage. Like the electric type coverage in the current meta is amazing. There are a lot of Pokemon that are weak to this. And so it makes a lot of sense to have it like this. Here, we're going to go up against the Annihilate. Of course, the Annihilate got a bit of extra energy against our Forretress, which is not ideal for us because we don't have the best answers. And as you can see here, the opponent is going to be in a position now where they can kind of comment here as well to have alignment, but I don't really want them to have alignment. And I kind of have to catch a move here. That's kind of where we have to be. We have to kind of catch the move onto our lead again in order to then keep the Awkward Tail, because I know they're going to have the move now. This works out beautifully. I have the Awkward Tail still stored, which is going to allow us to knock them out. And this is going to be absolutely fine, as now we are going to be able to go into our Quagsire, go for the Awkward Tail, but they're going to stop out into the Malamar, and I try to farm them down. It doesn't work out, but this was actually really lucky. Why? Because now I have Poliwrath and I got the one fast move advantage, which now allows me to outspeed the Empoleon, and this thing cannot take a Dynamic Punch. We one-shotted from full health, even though it was a non-shadow version. I can take a hit here because they clearly are not running close combat. They're running Ice Punch on this Annihilate. And yeah, Rage is coming through, Ice Iron is coming in. We're going to be able to get the KO against the opponent, and we can move on to the next opponent. This was actually the first battle I did with this team, and we face off immediately against a Pokemon that you barely see, and that's really tough for me. And now they're going to go into the Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz is absolutely currently underrated. I kind of maybe want to take a look at this Pokemon as well, just because on how underrated this thing actually is. The reason why it's underrated is because people just think, okay, I got nerfed with a Aerial Ace. It's not really that great, but I actually got a lot of buffs recently to the point that this moveset itself is actually fantastic, because you're going to have access to Aerial Ace and Aerial Ace. The Air Slash as a fast move, which gives you already stab coverage for the flying typing, which is fantastic in the current meta. Here, of course, you have to shield, by the way. I want to keep my Forretress. But then you're going to have access to Foul Play, which got buffed only recently, which allows you now to get reached faster, which is especially good with the what's it called? Air Slash. Yeah, Air Slash is a fast move. And then you're going to have Shadow Ball, which got only recently buffed, which makes Mandibuzz honestly a Pokemon that people just completely underestimate. I kind of want to give this Pokemon a try as well. It is a very toxic Pokemon but everybody has kind of built if you play PvP for quite a while already, and nobody's currently using it, and I feel like we should kind of change that because it's actually a fantastic Pokemon to run. Pokemon that pair well with it, I'm just looking on the side right now, there are not actually that many, and I think that's mostly the issue. Like Quagsire, of course, a Pokemon that kind of pairs well with it, but with the Wigglytuff currently being everywhere, it's quite tough to actually play Mandibuzz, and this is mostly why you don't see it as often, which I guess explains a lot. Like itself, this Pokemon has a lot of going for it, but I feel like the meta itself might not be the right fit for it. Yeah, Quagsire is the best Pokemon to pair it with, otherwise Galarian Stunfisk, which would be also kind of fun. But here we are going to see the Rock Tomb coming through. We are going to be able to knock out the opponent's Sableye easily, and we can move on to the next one. So, next opponent here, we're going to face off against the Togekiss, which is alright. Like, especially as they give us a free fast move here, that's even better. They definitely kind of miscounted this one here. I shield up the first one because I have access to Rock Tomb, of course, but they sub out into the Quagsire. And as said earlier already, Poliwrath is a hard counter to this Pokemon because all the moves that they can run, usually at least in the Open Great League, are going to be all resisted from Poliwrath. Which means here, especially with the Icy Wind, we're going to put them into a position where they're just going to get knocked out by my next charge move. And an Awkward Tail is not even going to two-shot us here at this point. They can go for another one. I don't really care. I can let this move go through. And I don't really need to shield anything. I can just go for the Dynamic Punch now. They catch on the Forretress, but like that's fine by me. Go ahead and do that. Like that's a ton of damage. I can stop out into my Quagsire. And now I can go for the Awkward Tail spam. While they didn't debuff us yet. Like, yeah, we do a lot of damage here. They're very likely going to go for the Sand Tomb now, I guess. Or, like, Earthquake. Or the... Yeah, okay, it's going to be the Sand Tomb. But, like, even if they get to another move here, I just don't need to shield. I just farm them down. I get a ton of energy. It's going to be another Sand Tomb. Yeah, I'm at -2 now. They go into their own Quagsire, but I have the energy. And the opponent doesn't. So, like, I'm quite happy with how things are going to go now. Yeah, they can go for the move here as well. I don't really care too much. I put them kind of even in the farm down range here. I can even get to another Awkward Tail, which is hilarious. So like even with all the debuffs, it didn't really matter in this matchup at all. We can knock them out. They have only the Togekiss left. And we have fast move pressure. And we have Rock Tomb. Like we don't take as much damage and we pressure them with our fast moves, which is quite unique, I would say. As the opponent is going to be able to catch the move here onto their own Forretress. So be it. Honestly, like I should have not thrown here, by the way. This was a bit of a mistake. But it doesn't matter. Like, it really just does not matter. Like, what are they going to do now? Like, they're going to go for what? Like, they're not going to knock me out here. Like, unless they would have had Flamethrower, there's nothing they can do here. And that's going to be it. Good game to the opponent. Forretress going to win this one. Bye-bye. All right. Next up, Forretress against Forretress. This really depends on who wins the MP type. The thing is here, even though of course we're gonna take super effective damage from the Volt Switch on our Poliwrath, our charge moveset is actually kind of fine. We have Dynamic Punch, which you saw already earlier, does around half of the opponent's health. But as you can see as well, I win the CMP tie, and so I'm actually in a very solid position because I take less damage than the opponent does. And that is quite crucial, and it's going to be impacting this one as well, because I just do more damage here, and then the opponent, I will take this hit quite a bit easier, and I won't be even like that deep into the red health. I can stop out of here, though still as well, and I'm just gonna get a ton of energy on my Quagsire. I know that they still get to another move. I don't really care too much about that. We're gonna see the Rock Tomb coming in, and in comes the Wigglytuff, which is going to be fine. This is going to be the Awkward Tail coming through, and we're gonna have another Awkward Tail again, which is going to be fine as well. It's going to allow us to get some nice damage in against them. We're going to try our best to go for yet another one. And while, yes, we're debuffed, and so we don't do as much damage, we're still not in the worst position here. Because we kind of get the opponent low, which is already kind of what I just need to do. I just need to get them low here. And we still have the Swift, which allows our Volt Switch to still land. And our Stand Tomb as well, which is just fantastic. This is going to knock them out. In comes their own Quagsire, and we have the best answer in the bag still, the Poliwrath. And there's not really a lot that they can do here. I'm just going to be able to... I could take the move here. I'm just going to shield this move up. It's going to be the Stone Edge. And that's going to be perfect because it was the most amount of energy that they have. I assume they're going to try to catch a move eventually here. And so I'm kind of a bit hesitant now throwing my own energy. And they swap out at the same time that I swap out, which is kind of funny because, again, they can go for their own Awkward Tail now. I can go for my Awkward Tail. But my Awkward Tail is actually putting them into the range where one charge move of Poliwrath is going to be enough to knock them out. And this is such a big benefit as now we can go for even another Awkward Tail. They're forced to let the move go. So like it's going to land here directly against the opponent. And now they're even into much shot down range for my Poliwrath. I can go for a one shot here. I can shield up. I can go for the Ice Wind first. And this means we guarantee wins. Like there's nothing I can do to win this battle. Unless I would learn Solar Beam or something like this. There's absolutely nothing they can do here. And the Shadow Quagsire is going to go down with just a few more fast moves as they have no chance. Okay, horrible lead. This is just bad. Like this is really bad because we have resisted fast move damage. We have to stop out into our own Quagsire. But now we are a turn behind them, so we have no chance of realigning here. And like this is a very bad start to a game. And hopefully we can kind of turn it around a little bit, but like this is very, very bad because now, look at this, they also win CMP tie, which is great information for them because they're going to be able to keep quite a little bit of energy there. But here, I can go for the Awkward Tail spam, which is cool because I still get them low, but they are going to be able to knock me out here. Like there's no doubt about this. They're going to go for the CMP tie, they're going to knock me out. I have the option now to try to farm them down with my Poliwrath, which is the ideal play. But now I have to hope there's something in the back that I can deal with my Pokemon here. It needs to be something, it can't be like a flying type Pokemon, for example. Oh, there's a flying type Pokemon. Hi, GlitchxCity. That's kind of game over. Like, there's not a lot that I can do here. I just got walled in this battle. GlitchxCity, here I should have shield though. I didn't think that this wasn't acrobatics yet. I didn't think they would get there that fast. So, like, this was definitely a mistake. But I can still at least go for a Rock Tomb. This is going to be enough to get some damage onto them. And we are going to be able to go ahead and go for... Yeah, they have to kind of shield here. Like, it's kind of over at this point. Like, realistically, it's kind of over. They even catch the move here onto the Quagsire. I can't do anything here. I'm going to forfeit now as well. Well played. Of course, hard counter really towards us. Like, we couldn't really do anything there. But next up, we're going to have Forretress against Forretress. That is not ideal either. Because we are going to lose this time around the CMP type. We're going to have the better attack stat here compared to what we have, which is unfortunate as the Rock Tomb is going to come through. We are going to be able to go ahead and go for the own Rock Tomb basically to drop the opponent's attack. That's all fine. But in comes the Medicham. This is also not ideal. Medicham is quite bulky, and Medicham is quite a bit of a tough Pokemon to deal with, as we will see here as well. We are going to be able to go for another Awkward Tail. This is going to be fine. This is going to allow us to get some damage in, and we can try our best now. But as we will see, there is going to be the Dynamic Punch coming through. We're going to have another Awkward Tail coming in. Yeah, this is going to be a very tough one. They're going to let this move go, which is kind of interesting, because what we have here now is we have the Dynamic Punch here coming through. We're going to have to see the Licky Licky. That's actually kind of fine. Like, this is actually kind of fine. Like, this is totally okay for us, because what we're going to have here is yeah, the Shadow Ball that we can shield, but we have the Dynamic Punch is going to do some super effective damage against the opponent. As we'll see, there is going to be now the Dynamic Punch getting the shield from the opponent. We can go for another one. This would need to knock them out if they're going to land this, but let's see on how things are going to be. We're going to get them to 1 HP actually. It's kind of crazy. Like, the amount of damage that we do with the Dynamic Punch of this Pokemon is kind of wild. And now in comes the Icy Wind. I try to kind of debuff them. I do think that they're going to shield this move up, because otherwise they go down. And yeah, now we just kind of are running out of HP. And this is kind of the issue. Like, we are just running out of HP. And the opponent just has so much energy stored already. It's kind of difficult. We're going to try our best still. We're going to try our best. We are going to be able to go ahead and swap into our own Forretress, but it doesn't work out at all. We're going to see the Phantom coming in, and we have to go for another move here, because I expected the opponent to swap here as well. They didn't swap, and now we lose, because I expected them to go into the Medicham. But hey, wait. They give me the opportunity to get more energy. And now I win the CMP tie, and somehow I actually won this battle. It makes no sense, thanks to the opponent here, but this is going to be it for this video. Fantastic team, fantastic Pokemon. Try out Poliwrath, and I will see you then. Bye-bye.